Hi, my name's Arthur and I'm a Senior Solutions Engineer for Komodor. I'd like to take a few moments to walk you through our guided troubleshooting wizard and talk about how it helps organizations like yours significantly reduce the amount of time it takes to troubleshoot Kubernetes related problems. Let's assume for a moment that we're the engineer that's responsible for the events puller service. We log into Commodore using role-based access control, come to our workspace overview, and click on More Info for the events puller service. We immediately see that there's an ongoing availability issue and that it's actually tied to a non-zero exit code. We'll take a look more at this once we launch the investigation. We can also see that there was a deployment that happened 20 seconds prior to this availability issue, that there were 3 suspicious log lines that the platform found. We can even see the blast radius or the other services that are being negatively impacted by the fact that our service is unavailable. If we click on investigate, the first thing we do is understand what went wrong. We can see that our available pods were less than 70% for longer than 60 seconds. We talk about this non-zero exit code, which happens to be exit code 137 is the reason that we have this availability issue. And then finally, we look at what that exit code 137 actually means. In this case, it's an killed error or an out of memory killed. We talk about a couple of the things that can potentially cause an kill, and then we can actually start the investigation and start trying to understand what went wrong. The first thing that we take a look at is actually our dependency mapper. We can see all the upstream and downstream dependencies and determine if one of the things that we're relying upon is actually causing our service to be unhealthy. This can be especially valuable if we're a shop that uses a lot of CRDs like Istio for things like service mesh or networking. If I'm the developer that's responsible for the events puller service and I see that I have an unhealthy Istio sidecar here, I know that I probably need to escalate that to the platform team so that they can resolve the problem. We don't see anything like that here, so we're going to skip this for now and take a look at our container logs. We can now see that we've got a couple of log line entries that lead us to believe that a variable called API rate limit is actually set to a larger size than the max allowable. We can see the possible solution is to look at the specific config for this deployment and try to understand what went wrong. So we now come to the correlated deploys and we expand this card. We can see a number of different things. I can take a look at every single thing that changed from the last deployment to this deployment with the deployment YAML itself. I can also see that this particular PR was pushed by my colleague Guy Mahinen, and I could jump out to GitHub in this case if I wanted to understand better what that PR looked like. And then finally, we see what the platform believes the possible root cause is. We see that the events puller config map had an API rate limit variable that changed from 800 to 2500. From here, I can make a number of different decisions. I can just review and roll back to get us to a healthy state. I can increase the memory limit for the container and maybe scale the container out, or I can just change it back to the last known good condition and go through whatever my organization's change control board looks like. But none of these actually required me to escalate to the platform team and open a ticket and then spend that valuable time doing the triage to understand if the issue is something that's actually application related or if it's actually something that's Kubernetes related. Hopefully, walking through our guided troubleshooting wizard has been able to help you understand how Commodore can help you significantly reduce the amount of time it takes to troubleshoot common issues in the Kubernetes platform. And we look forward to speaking with you soon.